Hi, this is Melana, doing a very impromptu session here. There's so much that I have to say, and first I want to address what this journey from fear to love is about, what the reality of loving the self is about in very deep and profound terms, to build the storyline of why loving the self is indeed the revolution. And that right there leads me into basically what prompted me to jump on here. I'm not going to do a long session, but self-love is the revolution. That's something that one of my spirit guides, Chakra, speaks about in depth, and why that stands out for me today and has been standing out for me for a lot of days. I haven't addressed the whole reality around what the community of the light, the healers, the light workers, the earth angels, the collective, those who I see are awakened in varying degrees, but all on the front lines of this revolution. All right. And because we are on the front lines, we are privy to the fact it doesn't catch any of us unaware that there is a spiritual war happening. And we are a part of that spiritual war. And as we human beings on planet Earth reflect what is happening in the heavens, we can see with our own societies all over the world, we can see the war playing out in our worlds and with our people in our countries. You know, I'm here in the United States, so it's pretty obvious that that war is happening in real time for us. So I have been desiring to speak on this, but one of the things that I want to put forth that is something that I've had to operate with so purposefully is strategy. I've had to be very strategic around how I do everything, how I walk my life every day, what I choose to say or not say, when I choose to say it. So, elephant in the room for me that I've been desiring to speak about in a strategic way is the whole subject of, here we go, psychic attacks, this psychic gang-stalking, where these marauders run from one being to the other in groups because they could not handle us on their own. Be mindful of that these are groups of beings that go around with the intention of doing everything from unsettling, upending, terrifying, to unaliving us, because these are tools and they're people. Okay, this is really a thing. I did not want it to be a thing. I did not vibe into this for a while because I had to come to terms with the fact that this was something that I was going to be forced to address, because it is something that happened to me. And when it happened to me, I was living my best life, doing my work as I have been doing for years, having my own private revolution with the reality of walking myself and others, forging a path from fear to love. It's been decades I've been doing this, several, three plus, and it has been an ongoing, uninterrupted journey for all that time. And in all that time, from the inception, when I knew that this whole reality, love and fear, when I realized that that was a thing, and all the different stages we went through dealing with the reality, the understanding, that one was not good for us. One is what we came in here with. One that has defined the reality of human beings and our existence since we started being. And the understanding that our job as human beings became, out of necessity, getting out of that contract that we never signed. We were born with it. It was here when we got here. And how that all happened is another story, and I promise I will tell you my version of it. But we have to clean this mess up. We have to get ourselves out of fear and into love. That's our home base. That's our originating energy. That's where God, Goddess, the divine, the universe, that's where they all hang out. And we're over here. And they've been watching over us. But we have a purpose here. We didn't come here to just live in this duality of realizing that there is home and we're not home. We're with this energy whose purpose and intention is to destroy us, or more specifically, to get us to destroy ourselves and each other. So let's go back to the tools. These beings have signed up with this energy of fear to help bring us down, like I said, startle us, upend us if we're getting started on this journey, to try and redirect us, those of us who are steeped in it, frontline, warrior style, these are the ones you unalive because they've gone too far. We have gone too far in bringing the light into this darkness, this misconception of what human life is supposed to be. All the time I've been on this journey, I've been dealing with fear. I have a real respect for fear because I know that fear is a very powerful energy, because look what it's done. It's just taken over a whole race of beings and very, very strategically headed us towards our own demise. Just, the slow drip, because first let's play with us. Let's set us up in all these designs that are designed to fail. Let's give us all this hope and then take it all away. Let's give us all of this life, but then overwhelm us with tragedy. I mean, for someone twisted who has an idea that this is fun, this is a real good time. So we're entertainment, as I've been told I am, for the tools that have decided to do whatever they thought they were going to do to me. Now, let me do an aside here. It is so important to me when addressing this to make it really clear that I am not going to allow this subterfuge to get in the way of the clear and profound intention and understanding and knowing that I have about the truth of who we are and why we're here and how this is a human story, which means all human beings are a part of this journey, whether they're awake or asleep, where they're, the collective or they don't know what that even means. We are all, each and every one of us, a part of the family of love. And it's important for me to make that very clear, that as I speak about these things, that if you are not us or someone who is clued in, would start to think, ooh, these people are, they're weird. That's the light end of it. It's like, oh, these people are crazy. I mean, what are they talking? Psychic attacks, gang-stalking. Oh my God, this is why we don't play with these people, because they're woo-woo. They're out there. Okay, see, no. And I want to make it really clear. And this is about strategy. As I speak on this, I want to make it clear, even to those who have no idea what the hell I'm talking about and roll up on this recording, be patient, all right? Because we're all a part of the same family, this will filter down or filter up or around to wherever you are living, being. We're all going to have to stretch in our understanding of what it means to be a human being and what is possible, not only for us to do, but possible for what can be done to us. We have jumped into the reality of AI, and boy, are we so fascinated with everything that it can do and a little cautious about what it can do. And for me, it's like, can we take that same fascination and deep dive into what it means to be a human being? Because right here at home in self, we have some amazing evolutionary things happening to our understanding, our awareness, our ability to do things like open up a whole new dimension. Can anybody start scientifically addressing that? Because it's happening. We are doing it. We don't use these terms lightly. We don't say 3D, 4D, 5D, 6, 7 because it sounds cute or it makes us sound special or spiritual or whatever. This stuff is really happening, you see. But it's interesting because we are not, as human beings, being explored. I saw an article somewhere on an article heading, like if you have an iPhone, they have like Apple News. And one of the Apple News things, what you have to sign up for, or a subscription if you want to read it. But it was that, scientists have finally, and listen, this is how they named it. I'm paraphrasing, but scientists have finally started exploring the female body. It's like, wait, what? What? How long have we been here? Just now? Like, what have you been operating on about us until now? So you've got to figure, if now it's like they're exploring, I can't even, okay? There are no words to respond to that right in this moment that I could say graciously. Being a woman, as I am, and been around even in my little, neck of the woods for quite a while, and it's like, we've been here since men have been here, and now just getting around. So that would let you know that when we talk about exploring the depth of the human being, well, that's probably on the way back burner. And you can tell because we've jumped into exploring this entity called AI that we've created. Did it create itself? I don't know. Do we know? Without even, look at it this way, because sometimes I think, look, we want to be prepared for these things that we're infusing with all this, our knowledge, and without understanding what our knowledge is about. Without understanding who we are, we're infusing that. We're giving it carte blanche to explore when we haven't explored. See, this is where I think it could go really south for us. Because if we equip AI with the understanding, the depth of understanding, or of what it means to deeply explore the layers of things, go deep, go deep. We haven't done it, but we know that you can do it. But what if it goes deeper than we have gone within ourselves? What if it learns things about us that we don't even know? That's where it can get tricky. We can stay on top of the things that we're conscious of, that we are infusing in it, but what is the reality of the deep dive, or whatever you want to call it, that we give it the ability to do? And on its own steam, it can deep dive us and understand things about us that we don't know. And there is where the problem is. There is where it gets tricky. It can even get dangerous. So, not trying to conspiracy theory here, just taking a look at possibilities, even probabilities. The need to understand the truth about who we are and what is happening to us as human beings and how we are evolving out of necessity and survival. Because if we don't wake the heck up and take a look at our own inner resources that can help us navigate and combat what doing business as usual is netting us in our world and our societies, it's going wackadoodle. It's going so off the rails. And if we keep allowing it, not like stop, but like go in and say, wow, okay, what data do we have to combat this? You know, we have to start with ourselves. We have to start and understand, why is this happening? What in human nature is causing this? You want to study something? Study that. And here's the deal. We don't have to wait for scientists to do it, because each one of us can do it. We are equipped with the ability to go in and explore and discover and get answers way beyond what is known about us now. That is why self-love is the revolution. That's why. Because every human being has the ability to do it. This is for the people, by the people, about the people. This is something every human being can do. This is the equalizer. There's no one who can do this, and no one who can do it better or more. Every living human being can learn to love him or her or them, themselves. All right? And there is our power. Self-discovery. Loving yourself is a key to the doorway of the human reality. You need love to get in there. You need love because love is our originating energy. We need to tap into our originating energy. We keep trying to function on fear, and we are starving. And our whole human reality it's just unraveling at a very, very fast pace. And they, whoever they are, who we've relied on in all of the formats that they come in, whether it's religion, medicine, government, these places we were told were holding the keys to the truth about us, who knew about our body, about our spirit, about how to teach us how to navigate, how to be social beings and work together. This was all supposed to be covered, but the energy that is backing all of those things and not blaming them, because all of those things are run by human beings and we're all in that human family. But how did they know? And there are those who do know. But then there are those who have figured it doesn't help to know because you can't change it. Because sometimes you say, why don't these people tell people the truth? Because I know that they know more than they're ever telling us. But it's kind of like, why do it? They can't do anything about it. It's just going to scare them. It's just going to make them feel like maybe hopeless. We have to give them hope. So we'll be the ones, holding this information, whatever information we have. But then it gets twisted because there's power and money and all of that in that withholding. So, and I'm not going to take that on at the moment. But we, each of us, don't need them to tell us because we can go in and be told by ourselves. We have aspects to us that work together with us so we can be informed. We can connect with God, Goddess, Mother, Father, the whole divine, the archangels, the planetary realities. We have all these entities, these beings that know the whole 411 on who we are. They help us. If you wanted to go to who really knows everything about our story, that's who you want to turn to. And you find your connection with them, not gazing up at the heavens, but gazing within at your own inner heaven. They're all in there. They all let you know what's happening. It's how we have to do it. And if it feels foreign to someone, like I said, who rolls up on this and go, well, that's really out there. Out there is going to have to become something that we come to terms with as being a new normal. Because if we don't do that, we're going to stay in the box that fear designed for us. We don't get to question any of it. We just get to go along, and I call that going along the loop life, or you can call it the matrix, where nothing ever changes. It just goes on a loop. That's a big thing because the thing never changes. Do you see us now? Do you see the United States? Do you see what we're doing, how we're going back where we were? We're making a loop return. And it's like, how is this even happening? I read, see, hear people say, what is happening? Oh, yeah, we're in that matrix. We're in a loop. So now we're going to go back. And if something is not done, we'll just walk the same thing forward again. Until we reach a point where we might be able to actualize real change. Oh, then the loop comes in again and we go back. Okay. I don't think any of us need to see this again. This next iteration. Who knows if we will survive this one? Because it's getting pretty sketchy. It's getting pretty rough and raw. It's getting pretty dark, which means for us who are really interested in all of this and walking our whole lives or involved in this, it's critical mass time. We're getting to the end of the road of doing business as usual in fear. Change has to happen. So let me go back and say, because I don't want to get too far off the mark here. The big thing is to realize that the reason I came on here is to talk about that which is happening to us who are awake, that which is happening to me, which I have been grappling with, that there are literally human beings who, through spell work, I've known about this stuff, about spell work, about dark witchcraft, about all the, it's been around forever. I've known, but it's not something that I've been interested in utilizing in any way. I like my things to be very straightforward and clear, and I like to be at the helm of whatever it is I'm doing. So I would not be calling on anything or anyone. I don't know what's going to show up or what the parameters are and what the fine print, I don't know. But there are a lot of people who are utilizing these mediums to empower themselves to do what they would otherwise not be capable of doing, to be able to access the inner workings of another human being, to be able to drop in there and leave data and leave information and leave illnesses and injury and do cloaking and do all kinds of things to disturb the reality of another human life. It is horrific in its outcome. It is horrendous. And they're breaking all kinds of spiritual laws. But what I would like to see is the legal profession, justice system start to understand that this is happening, what it's costing us, and why I'm behaving strategically, because depending how you step forward to get justice in our world where this is happening, there's this fine line of, if you say it a certain way, if you come a certain way, you're going to be in the, oh yeah, well, she, them, crazy, obviously not well, making shit up, some kind of phantasmagorical reality. Needs to be under care, put her in an institution, get her on drugs. That's the setup. That's what they have, the tools working for them. That if we step out in any way to address it, in doing this, they break all kinds of our man-made laws, But it's challenging to be able to make them culpable and able to be prosecuted for what they've done. So my intention is to move in that direction. So I'm being very strategic in what I'm saying. So it's turned into a journey that I've had to walk through. And part of why I'm saying this now is because the journey's coming to an end. I'm putting them on notice. I know who these people are. They are stunned and crazy with rage that I'm not dead, that I am here, and I'm very much alive. What they discovered and I discovered is how effing strong I am. If there's anything that I have gotten out of this, is that me loving myself, my commitment to love, my commitment to God, it's like you cannot tear me away from these things. Nothing you can do can make me turn my back on myself, turn my back on God, turn my back on love. It is a no-brainer. That will never happen. I'm alive because of love. I'm alive because I love myself. I'm alive because one of the things that happened while this was going on is my relationship with the divine, my relationship with God, my relationship with Goddess, Mother Earth, the archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, my relationships with the spiritual reality deepened so profoundly. They became my family, my support. I do what's called intercessions. I do one every day where I spend about 20 minutes, a half an hour just being with them, talking. That's who I tell my everything to. That's where I get my downloads when I hang out. Oh, let me mention our brother, Jesus, because he's been through it. He knows, you know. And it's like all of what we need, even at trying times like this, it's all inside. It's all through that doorway of loving yourself. I will continue to keep pushing that information through to you till I get through to you. It is the way forward. It is the way out. It is the way through. And isn't it just so brilliant that in doing so you embrace, you envelop, you hold dear everything about who you are. You get to love yourself. You get to look in the mirror and go, oh my God, I love you so much. It is such a profound thing to understand the reality of who you are, how very divine you are, how very precious and special you are, how very powerful you are. The power is off the chain. I kid you not, the power is off the chain, how strong you are, what you are capable of, your mettle, your worth, your capability. It's all in there, in the reality of loving yourself. So that's how I am still alive. Because if I had not had that for myself, that anchoring piece of me with me, it's like we roll, we ride or die, me and me. No one gets in between us. They tried, but I really got to see what I was made of. No one. I will die first. I'm good going home. I am so good going home. I have no fear about going home. Are you kidding me? All my peeps are there. My spirit guides, these are my friends, my buddies, my family, my, mom and dad and brother, everybody's at home. I'm ready anytime. I don't have a problem. So you can't scare me with that. So once you're not afraid of dying and you're not afraid of whatever they come with, it's like, so what else you got? And then they realize they don't got nothing else, which is why I am here talking to you. And they haven't stopped. Oh my God, no. This last couple of weeks was a real uptick in opposition energy. They doubled down. They're like, we can do this. They're fierce. Okay, let me just leave you with this last part. One of the things that made this design for me so challenging is that, and how I knew that they really had it in for me in a real way. Like fear finally said, Miss B, biatch, you have done everything, worked against me all this time, but now you've done too much and you've got to stop. And I wasn't prepared for fear. Fear has been, in its own lane, I guess, thinking she'll never pull this off. I find her kind of amusing, and plus she has this whole attitude of respect. She's not like, name shaming me or anything. She gives me my props. So there was no need until the shift from third dimension to fifth dimension, till I started understanding how to open that dimension up and how to build that dimension from within. And I kept going, and I brought my clients in there through this, and it was working, and it's working, and now we're living in it, and now it's like, no, because then fear knew. When I knew I could do it, the next thing I was going to do is get on the mic and say, peeps, allies, come on, the gates open. You can come home into 5D. We can all do this. That's when it was a bridge too far. So that's when this big attack. So here's the thing. This attack on me came with its own little personal thing. Whichever spell work they did, they implanted through this person, this being I opened my heart to and let in. And when you get in there, you're in some really interesting territory because of how I'm built. So letting this person in, then they, like a Trojan horse, brought everyone else in, including this implant. So this is a very physical experience for me. I have an entity in my body, which has made this the most challenging. It's the level of abuse. It's not just psychic and mental, and it's physical abuse. And this is why, again, my end game is to press charges against these people. And yeah, because there's no way. God, they've just done everything. They've broken so many laws, our laws, stalking, sexual abuse. The abuse is off the chain. It's like I have the version of I've been going to say this, and now I can't remember. The movie with the pea spitting. Yeah, that movie, that's the version of that. I have this thing inside of me that tries to control my body, my movements, that just tries to break my body. It's like I said, it's really horrific. And I feel like one of the things that has kept me alive, another one of the things, is I never stopped working. I never missed a day with a client. I finished my book and published it. I did what I had to do. My work kept going. If I had to crawl to my chair, I was never absent. Again, my work is all about love. This is what fed me. This is what kept me going. But here we are, and for me, I've walked myself through it. I've walked myself away from it. And I knew that was happening when I finally started doing YouTube. I knew I'd broken through some wall, not finished, because as you can see, not consistent yet, because I'm still fighting a huge battle here with this energy, with this entity, I have used all kinds of tools in terms of exercising, doing exorcisms on myself to get this thing out of me. I haven't contacted the Vatican yet to get an official exorcism, but it's on my list of things to do if I can't. In dealing with these people, I have a feeling that they unleash something that they don't know how to call back. or arrested and charged, what happens then? How do we make them stop? How do they undo this that they did to me? Are they capable of undoing it? Can whoever did this spell undo it? Or is it going to have to be someone else? See, this is information I don't know, but I want them to know that I would start taking stock of my life about right now, because I'm done with this. I survived it, it's over, and it's like that thing where people do too much, they won't stop. I don't know if they won't stop because they're just stupid, because they are really pushing this to the edge. But isn't that just the way? Why is it that it's the people with the money and the power that go, the idle minds, devil's workshop? How do they find themselves in these situations? You know, it's like I should be asking myself that. I'd be saying, if I had all of this, one thing I know, if anybody comes talking sideways to me about more power, no, I'm good. These people just, I don't know what it is. Once you reach that place, what happens to you? I am very protected, and I have been throughout this whole thing, and I believe that with all my heart and soul, because I don't think that, other than me unaliving me when that wasn't working, I think that they have tried to do it another way. But this is a message to all of them. Be real clear. The world knows now. The world knows. And so be mindful of how you proceed. Like I said, if I were you, I'd get my affairs in order. So that is my session that started out to be just a few minutes of talking. We're now heading towards an hour. But I wanted to, needed to, desired to connect with the people that I know can hear me, the collective, the earth angels, the readers, the spiritual guides, all of you who are just out en masse with your messaging and your love and your everything. I see you, and you're just a part of my heart, because you make it really easy for me to show up. So this is nice. It's just nice to be able to know that there's a whole world, people, beings like me. It's like, thank you guys. Thank you for showing up. I love you. I love you so much. And thank you for hearing my truth and understanding that, we are here. We are serious. We are connected. We are evolving. We are the new reality of human expression, and it's time for people to start understanding that's the truth. All right? I love you so, so much, more than you'll ever know. And thank you for listening. And I'll be back again, because now that I've broken through this wall, see, yeah, there's so much more to come. So go buy my book. Go read it. Really, let's get this thing going, because I'm not going to leave you alone. It's my job. I've got to shake you energetically and say, look, think of your brother. Think of Christ. It's like we're doing his work. Come on. We have to move this forward. He brought the whole reality of love. We have to now embody and walk it. All right? That's what this is about. I am so honored to be able to move that forward, because he came here and, risked everything to bring this message here. Now let's take this message. Let's embody it. Let's walk it. Let's finish his vision. Okay? All right. I love you. I will talk to you soon.